Way high. Trying this again. Hopefully this time we'll have actual sound. I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time looking at the camera too, so I got to get used to this. I want to make this really short. It's got to be less than 10 minutes. I know for most people's attention span, probably less than 5 minutes would be even better. I want to make a bunch of these the last couple of days that we have teacher meetings, because I don't know what I'm doing this summer, but I want to be able to get these out to my staff. And since I've kind of committed myself to saying I was going to do this for other yearbook advisors, want to get this out there. Anyway, welcome to the Bullpen. What I want to talk about are some things that you can teach yourself. Okay. Later on in the summer, for my staff, I will try and give some tutorials, assuming I get the sound thing going and using Screencastify working the way it's supposed to. I will get you guys passwords and logons to Justin's Yearbook Avenue, and I'll give you a tutorial on how to use Layout Pro, which is the program that they use. But in the meantime, if you've got any kind of home computer at all at home, if you sign the agreement with our school so that you can keep your Chromebook at home, and if you've got any kind of Wi-Fi at all, I can't promise that these same things will work on your phone. Maybe if you got a new enough or big enough phone, or if you got a tablet, especially like an iPad, I'm pretty sure that all of them will probably work on there. So you may as well experiment with them. If you can get them to work on a phone and you don't need a Chromebook or a netbook or laptop or anything like that, more power to you. But here they are. And as John Green says on his YouTube channel, I'll put these links in the doobly-doo. Lucid Press. I'll also give you a tutorial on this in the coming weeks this summer. I had my 8th graders work on this toward the end of school in art, and my commercial art class were working on this. This is just amazing. So it's essentially a clone of Adobe's InDesign, which is desktop publishing. You use it for newspapers. There's some schools, I don't know, other companies, what LifeTouch and Herf Jones use, because Jostens has got this great thing online. But I'm sure that a lot of yearbooks do stuff in InDesign. We used to. So I hope that they're not making too many changes. I think that like any app that's free, they would love to encourage you to pay for their premium service. It's so awesome. They may not let you keep more than 3 documents at a time for the free student version. And I don't know what they haven't said what their changes are coming down the line. I hope there aren't too many huge changes, because it's just awesome. If you can learn to play with this, you're going to have a leg up if you're interested in going into publications or commercial art anywhere. So much that you can do with it. Another one, there's a lot of other programs out there. GIMP is a free one that you can download or you can run off of thumb drive, flash drive, but talking to other yearbook advisors on Facebook and other art teachers, then I started experimenting with this one, and I just got to be like the greatest one that's out there. What this is a free online clone version of Photoshop, basically. And Photoshop has gone through a lot of changes. They want a subscription service instead of having the program run on your machine. Everything's in the cloud now. The other thing is that Adobe, for professional photographers, has really kind of moved over to Lightroom. I think that's what they're calling it. Adobe Lightroom, or originally Apple Lightroom. But this is still something that you can do a lot of editing and processing to photographs for. You can do composite pictures and create stuff that is really surreal and impossible. You can also do all kinds of graphics that you can use on a program like Lucid Press. Different fonts, different banners. We a lot of times, if there's different graphics or if there's a font that Justin's doesn't have, that I have on one of my computers at school, we'll make headlines, we'll make graphics that we'll upload to Justin's program. So you can save things as JPEGs, you can save things as PNGs. There's just so much, and really, it ought to be about improving pictures and editing pictures. But you can put type stuff in there too, all kinds of things there. For my staffers, so if you're archive, either in Y Club or you're registered to take class next fall, something that I think more and more yearbooks need to start doing. A lot of school newspapers ought to be doing this. My daughter's school, their business teacher offers a class in social media. Instead of just printing a newspaper once a month or printing a yearbook once a year, you can be marketing your yearbook or your newspaper. Uh, Meanwhile, you can also be influencing the climate and the culture at your school, promoting your student body and sports and activities and clubs. If you just use a little Instagram. So I really want to encourage, since so many kids are in the digital age ahead of us adults, you may, I don't know what the future holds if we're even going to have print media. Everything might be on Snapchat and Sam Sold. I can't remember all the names of them. TikTok. It's old dogs like me, millennials and Gen Xers and boomers that are on Facebook. Teenagers aren't on Facebook anymore, but you can do a whole lot with Canva. Canva, you can do square stuff that would be on Instagram. It's an amazing thing. It's kind of a post print, a little bit of a combination of Lucid Press and Photopea, maybe a little bit more like Lucid Press, but and it's the biggest one out there. They've got all kinds of templates. So play, play, play. And this one is not so much necessarily for journalism and newspaper and yearbook, but just throw it out there for my art students. Honestly, I need to do a little bit of playing with it too. Uh, in the future, are we even going to be painting and drawing on paper? I don't know. So many of my students have got, instead of a laptop like this, they've got the iPads and they're doing digital painting. And the crazy stuff is there's stuff that looks like photographs, there's stuff that looks like paintings, there's stuff that looks like drawings. Uh, so I would, maybe we can use this somehow in yearbook. It's definitely stuff that you can, if you create it in Sketchpad, then you can download it or save it as a ping or a JPEG, and then you can manipulate it more in Photopea, and then you can add text to it or arrange it in a layout in Canva or Lucid Press. So why not? Just for the fun of it. So there's 3 apps that you ought to try and play with this summer, whether it's on your phone or somewhere else. That's this week's Bullpen. Talk to you later. Now, how do I stop this crazy thing?